Yeah,
Oh, we're live.
we got 1 minute according to.
Hit the wrong button.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
And I hope you all heard us talking before. Oh, we got 1 minute. Oh, we're going live. We have such a jam-packed show. We had to go a minute and a half early. And also, I hit the wrong button. So, I hope this is I hope everything's right.
Hey.
It's been a while. We didn't do it last week. I'm out of practice.
Yeah, we were in Vegas last week for CES. You will notice I have a hat on, and for the first time, it is not a trucker hat because
Yes.
I did not leave Vegas with any new trucker hats. Though I tried, did I not, Dave?
You tried hard several times.
This was actually some swag from the Bosch booth. We'll get into more swag later, but their slogan for everything was hashtag like a Bosch. Now, they had trucker hats. We went back on 2 separate days, and both times got we ran out of them.
Yeah, I don't understand. They seem to run out right when we arrived. I think there was a conspiracy going on here.
But and there was a couple other booths with trucker hats, and just depending on timing, we were at the wrong time. We checked some gift shops that had them, and they were real expensive. They had official CES trucker hats, but they were $35.
Yeah.
And I was not in love with them. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just make my own.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you've got there. And I do apologize for my outfit here. I got my jacket on from outside earlier. I came in. It's cold here. I came in,
it is.
And it was cold in my house. It was cold in my garoffice. And I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving the hat and the jacket on.
That's another reason why I was like, I'm going with the beanie, because it has been quite frigid, especially after the warm weather of Vegas. So, man, what a week, Dave.
Yeah.
That was, hey, Grandma is here. Hello, weary travelers. Yes, you might notice I am feeling a tidbit under the weather. Dave and I were talking about it, and it's like we did so much talking and loud talking because we were in Vegas in loud spaces that we both had sore throats, but I do feel like I have
he caught a little bit
something.
of a cold, some sniffles, as you will. It could have been from the airplane, could have been from CES. Who knows where it came from?
Could have been once I got back. There's a million options, but woo, it was a week. I did look up some statistics because I've been trying to explain to people the sheer scale of CES. So what I find
out?
It is 2.5 million with an M square feet of show floor. 2.5 million.
Wow.
Which is, it said it was about equal. I asked ChatGPT. It said it was about equal to the Mall of America or a large sports stadium. It felt a lot bigger than that because it is spread out, unlike a sports stadium. I looked up the Portland Convention Center, or the Oregon the two towers in Portland. I think I calculated that CES was about 4 times the size of the Oregon Convention Center.
Wow.
141,000 plus attendees. So, and we were looking that up to figure out what.
It was 141,000. Is that what you said?
Yes, plus.
Holy cow!
Yes, and Wes has entered the chat with the welcome home. So and we were looking it up, and I think from what we could find in some brief searches online, it's about the second biggest show behind SEMA, which is the large car show in Vegas, but. Overall, when you have a car show, every booth has to have, you would think, at least a car in it, probably.
You would think.
But I think that has more people.
Lights and cameras and all that good stuff.
Yes. 4,500 plus exhibitors, 4,500 booths, etc.
And we saw every single one twice.
Yeah. Not quite, and I do have a frustration to share in a moment.
Okay.
Uh, 1,442 startups,
Okay.
300 plus Fortune 500 of the Fortune 500 companies.
Hmm.
So over half of all Fortune 500 companies are there in some capacity. So yeah, so we tried our best. There was 5 halls at the convention center and then also the Venetian. We
Yeah.
got through all the halls, but Dave, I need you to remember with me. Remember
Okay.
Wednesday, we spent the entire day in the central hall.
Mm-hmm.
We were back in that gaming corner and I go, "Oh, there's some stuff outside. I see Ring out there."
Yeah. Out.
Like
Out
Ring doorbells. And we
in
were like,
the
well, I can't see
outside.
anything." Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we came back in. And then on the last day, as we were walking to the central hall, we saw that BMW booth outside.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, from what my map tells me, behind both of those is a booth that I was not aware was there, which probably would have been my favorite booth. If you have known me for many moons, I owned several international scouts. They're my favorite vehicles by far.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
they are now relaunching Scout Motors, a electric version of the
Oh.
Scout.
Cool.
They had a booth back there and we didn't see it.
There's several things I've seen online
I
that
know. It's just
I wasn't
like
able to see. There's just too much.
there
I
is.
mean,
There is. We tried so hard to see everything. And I think that next year we'll have a much better idea of how to allot our time. We did say, and we mentioned it last week on our brief live show at the room that we did, that we decided very early on that our whole goal was fact finding mission. We couldn't be upset if we didn't do things right. It's like we have no idea. We're going
hmm
into this and we're going to do it.
you don't know what you
Uh,
don't know, and we found out all the things we did not know. So,
yes, yes,
were you there 2 days or three? Well, my friend, we were there 4 days. We arrived on
yes.
Tuesday at a before lunch. We're there the rest of the day. Wednesday all day, Thursday all day, and just one or 2 hours short for the last day. They closed down
Yeah,
a
it
little bit
ended at
early.
4 instead of 6. So
Yeah.
we spent about what 30 hours at the show
Yeah.
trying to get through all these booths. And man,
There's
did we see a
a
lot of
guy we
stuff.
follow online on podcast who said he did 200,000 steps, and we were doing the math. We're pretty sure it's not possible. And this
Yes.
gentleman is not a fit gentleman. But
No.
we probably did we did at least 60 or 70,000
Yeah, what
steps.
did it according to my Apple Watch from the time the full day Tuesday, so when we left Portland to Friday when we got home, I took 59,389 steps. Your watch died a couple days, and we did
My
figure
fault.
out that you take a lot more steps because you have shorter legs.
Yeah, I do. So that's why I can never compete with my wife because she's a hobbit, and so she gets a lot of steps in. But
Yes, yes. And Grandma says, "Yikes! You had to reintroduce yourselves to your wives." Yes, they said no rush. They said, "Hey, is there
yeah,
anything you could do for another week
they're
down
like,
there?"
we're in no hurry. Just change your ticket, pay the $70 or whatever, and come home
Yes.
a following week. But
And producer Todd says it's so great that you offered to pay for me to go with you next year.
oh, we did we?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
missed that, but it was cutting out in and out on the live stream, so
Yeah.
maybe I said it and I didn't hear
Hmm.
it because it was glitching. But yeah, that would be awesome to
Let's
get
imagine
more
a
people.
world
But
with producer Todd at the show. He'd be like, none of these booths have caffeine-free Diet Coke.
yes,
I, and he would just sit there and pout the whole time. I think he
yes,
would do
and
one of those crying videos, where he'd put water on his. Now I don't
yes,
know, Todd. Tell us some of the things that you would be interested in seeing at CES.
yes,
We did see some old audio visual tech, some new old stuff where they You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Some
Yeah, there it
retro
was.
inspired tech.
Yes, yes. And we did see Panasonic, which was one of the massive, massive booths. They had a little, as you walked in through the entryway to get to their open area, they had a little history of Panasonic. Dave, hold on for a second.
Was that day 1 or 2? I actually have video
Remind me
footage.
to work on my video quality for next week's show. I'm setting a reminder because my video is not looking great right now, for me at least.
Well, you and I mean, it may feel like we have been here a while. We have not. It's we uh we came in. We hadn't been at work for 4 days, trying to get all of our stuff together. I haven't even done my laundry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Whew.
it doesn't feel like we've been back very long at all.
No, no. And I will say, one of the hardest things I've realized about CES, we had an awesome time, but the fact that it is the week after the new year, so it's the first full week in January, which means I realized with all of my clients, they've basically been on a light holiday schedule. And then last week, they were like, we need to get stuff done. So it was like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that is maybe my only disgruntulation trademarked about CES is just the timing that it's right after the holidays. Obviously, next year, knowing better, I could prepare much better for it.
And maybe they do
Um,
that because it's cheaper to because nobody's using the place, or
yeah,
I
or
don't
maybe
know.
it's the only week of the year they can take over the entire city.
Do we
Um,
should I be rolling some footage while we're
oh yeah,
talking about
yeah,
this?
we could do that. Producer Todd said, "Did they have a booth devoted to iPod shuffles?" No, we
They
might
did
have missed
not.
some iPod Shuffle knockoffs,
Oh yeah, there were
but
definitely some of
Apple has
those.
no presence there, and there were knockoffs of everything. So Dave went through some of our 2 billion with a B hours of video footage.
Yeah.
Portland leaving there.
I had 3 cameras and a phone, so technically four
You
cameras.
had more than that because
No.
you also had your glasses.
Oh, I had 4 cameras and a phone. I forgot about that.
Yes, yeah. So he was taking footage every single direction.
And
I
yeah,
had extra devices, but I ended up just using my phone, I think. But yeah, if you're watching, if you usually listen to the show, this might be one to watch. Oh, there was that realistic. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that one, Dave.
the girl
And I
robot.
think we mentioned that last week. In that
Yeah.
robot, the orange one, everybody's talking about that just because it's a cool looking robot. Um,
And it doesn't. Todd says, "What's the vertical to wide ratio for video captured?" Well, my
ah,
friend, I have to talk to you about this.
yes.
There's a mustachioed fellow who encouraged me to do everything vertical. So the first day there's a mix, but every other video
Yes,
is vertical video, and I'm regretting that a little bit. I think I should have my chest
varied it up.
cam, my what do we call this?
Candy, cotton candy making machine
This
there.
thing
Oh
here.
yeah,
That one I wish I would have left horizontal.
yeah.
But
Robots everywhere. Robots, dog robots running at you.
balloon
Human
machine, there's
robots
that robot
talking to
again.
you.
Yeah, these are kind of in random order because I had trouble getting the footage, the date stamps on the footage to line up. So this is just kind of a dump. I tried to
Yeah,
work on it today, and all that work had been lost because it crashed. And so
yeah.
this
A
is
lot of
just
this is day one that we're looking at now. So we talked about a lot of this last week, but yeah, it is insane. And I do encourage you to watch this because they had a Back to the Future DeLorean there. I forget what that was even for.
it
There's
was just
that
a gimmick.
wagon that we talked about last week with the self balancing and
Yeah. So that was
um,
cool.
yeah,
Anything I can go back to, but I'm going to flip over to day 2. There's so much stuff. So if you guys see anything that flashes by that you want to
yes.
for us to
And our
focus
plan
on,
is here's the reason why I convinced Dave to switch to vertical video is the fact that I want to actually get this stuff put out. And I believe that most people don't want to watch a 2-hour cinematic masterpiece of video. They want to
Yeah.
see some short clips of the cool stuff we saw. That was Warren Sapp, the football player that
Was
I
playing with your
almost poked his
mustache.
eye with my mustache. That was pretty funny. Couple more comments, producer Todd, and it doesn't matter if I'm super interested in the booths themselves. It's the experience, and I can hold the camera so you can both be in the videos. And were there any robots that seemed actually useful or revolutionary, or are they still just fancy Asimos? I don't know
Osmo.
that
I think
term.
it's the Sony robot.
Ah,
Osmo.
now
So
I don't know, Dave.
there
What
was
do you
that one
think?
humanoid one that I think flashed up on the other. This is day 2. So, but I don't. I mean, we've seen ones from Boston Dynamics that pick up boxes and put them places and
Yeah,
do all this stuff. So, I mean, it depends on what your use case is. If you need a humanoid robot to pick up something, great. But otherwise, just design your facility to use like lifts and with those lines, assembly
yeah,
line type stuff.
cranes and that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. Yeah, I wasn't. There wasn't any robot stuff where I'm like, I need one of those at home. It is a lot of, and that's one thing that we had kind of seen in previous CESs, but we got to experience firsthand is how much just like future tech and show off stuff, like the Honda electric vehicles. We actually saw those day 1 and day 2. They have a new sedan and a small SUV that are all electric. Honda's first, it's their O line,
yeah.
or zero line, and they've got a new logo. Well, I was watching a video today. For one, they don't come out till 2026. The ones they had at the show were just prototypes, so the final product will probably look different. So there's a lot of that type of stuff where it's just like Samsung, massive booth. They had this whole section of it dedicated to this uh, boat,
Yeah.
this complete solution to make a smart boat. So if you have a, you know, decent sized yacht, you can put all these smart sensors and it can do everything for you. Like what percentage of the population needs that?
I don't trust Samsung because they make a crappy TV that I bought. And a friend of mine, or Tyler, friend of the show, was just here. As I interrupt myself, well, I'll finish that thought. He had a Samsung washer that messed up, and it's like I'm not going to trust them to drive a yacht with all their technology. So we saw a bunch of celebrities. We saw Warren Sapp earlier.
Yeah.
This is Justine Azera. She's there in the red. We have better shots somewhere, but that's the only one that came up. And then
Yeah, centered in that shot was Brian Tong. They were the
yeah,
two spokespeople, official spokespeople for CES. So, like, if you followed CES on social media, they were doing everything. Now, Dave, hold for a second.
yeah. I paused this here.
Yes, and my weatherman thing. But here is the crazy thing with 2.5 million with an M square feet, we ran into both of them multiple
Like three
times
times.
in multiple buildings. Like, what
Yeah,
are the chances? I mean, obviously, they stand out. They're wearing their bright
flashy clothes.
outfits and they had their studio crew with them. But
Yeah, we did
hopefully,
run
you
across
saw
them quite a
online
bit.
where I got to become a weatherman. They had a
Yeah,
green
look at
screen,
this.
some red cameras,
That was
and
pretty fun.
yeah. And
Here's
here is the video wall for who is that?
LG.
LG,
I'm
their
going quick.
transparent
These
TVs.
clips are all very very fast. I can
Yes.
expand
We
any of
need a
them.
slideshow almost.
Well, I mean, I
Um,
can go through them manually, but I made them about 2 second clips, and I'm just
yeah.
now one
So
of these times is going to be the clip that I'm going to scrub through this before. Now there's a lot more clips. I need to remove some of the. Oh, here it is. Yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna remove some
Yes.
clips out of.
So I'm just going to talk you through our schedule. So on Tuesday, that night that we went live, that first day we were there, we didn't even really know where we were at the show. It turns out we were at the North Hall and the West Hall. We covered those Tuesday, and we were talking Tuesday night. We're like, man, we got through a ton of stuff. We're going to be done by Thursday morning with this show.
Little did we know.
So then Wednesday, our intention was to get dropped off at the South Hall. We ended up, the traffic obviously around the convention center is an absolute nightmare. We ended up at the Central Hall. The Central Hall took us the entire day, our longest day. We were there from 9 to 6, 9 hours for that one hall to get through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was massive. We also had some really great conversations. That was the thing. It was like, hey, I'm talking to a VP of a super popular company. I should maybe hang out and get to know them.
Yeah, it was kind
Uh,
of fun at the Panasonic Umi booth. We talked to
oh yeah,
the person who was like in charge of the entire project.
yeah,
It's like, so what do you do for them? Oh, this is my
yeah,
this whole room that you're in. I do this. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Their whole Panasonic's whole AI thing, which was like the kind of their whole massive booth. Again, these booths. I wish I had square footage number for you on these. I mean, Samsung, Sony, Honda, TCL had a massive booth. Bosch,
Oh,
LG,
automatic beard dispenser.
Panasonic,
Sign me up.
um, and a few other ones where it's these, you know, 5, 10,000 square foot things. So then I think Dave's video here, we've moved on to day 3,
This
where
is
we
day
went to
3.
the Venetian,
And
where
look
they
here.
have
Who's this
Stevie
fellow? Stevie
Wonder.
Wonder, celebrity sighting.
I was waving at him. He did not wave back.
No, he's such a rude person.
Yes, but yeah, the Venetian. So there's 2 floors. The bottom floor is Eureka Plaza, where it is a lot of startups, and then all the international categories. And I mean, there had to be over 1,000 booths downstairs there, Dave, because they were like one
Oh yeah.
table or like a small table.
It was they just went on and on and on, and there were kind of 3 classes that this is my breakdown that I keep sharing with people. Is there was the huge exhibitors, Sony, TCL, LG, and then there were standard consumer brands, Anchor and Best Buy, well not Best Buy, Radio Shack and J5 Electronics, and they had all their wares out and available. And then there were these small business to business type people who wanted you to buy a technology or a component to put in your technology. So
Yes.
that's what it was.
Oh, and I don't know if you can pause it there to, oh, especially on that one. So this is when we ran into Justine at the Venetian. She was trying on these glasses. Now I wrote down some notes on product overload categories. One of them was smart glasses.
Yeah.
We were at this booth. She was doing a demo for the official CES channel, so we were kind of paying attention. She took off and we're like, "Oh, do we want to check this out?" And we couldn't even figure out what it does. Like, we didn't try them on, but it's like a dual vision experience. It's like this weird visor thing. But Justine, if you look at this picture, you can almost get her entire crew that she had with her.
Yeah.
There was a camera guy. Oh, there was one ultra wide that I took that I just saw in there.
This one, this one, this
I think
one,
I
the
think the
next one.
next nope.
Right
Yeah,
there.
there it is. So she had a camera guy, a sound guy, a lighting guy, a makeup and hair person,
And probably
and
a producer or something.
a producer and possibly a security guard. I
Yeah.
mean, just for her one thing to go around CES and get her videos, that was wild.
Well, we kind of had the same impact. You had the
Yes,
mustache, and then I was
yes,
carrying the camera. So it's basically the same thing,
yes.
I
As you can
think.
imagine, the mustache garnered quite a bit of attention. I did wear my not nerd trucker hat
Yeah.
all week.
The
I had
hat
brought
got a lot of
extra
attention
hats to
too.
switch out every days, but yeah, people are, oh, like the hat. Oh, what's not nerd? So
Yeah.
we we didn't become international superstars, but I was trying to just put a number on the amount of people that are now aware of us. I mean, we probably had conversations with a couple hundred people, like decent conversations,
Yeah.
but just the head nods and the quick stuff. So not nerds on the up and up. So So this was
Oh,
Thursday. We did the
a
Venetian.
lot
We
of
did.
pet technology.
Oh yes,
So,
pet cleaning machines
so
and
notice this photo and the next
oh
one.
yes,
A lot of the people from Asia were so jet lagged. They were just sleeping
sleeping in their
in their
booths.
booths. It was kind of funny,
Yeah,
actually.
and you guys do let us know. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but if you have questions or anything, let us know in the chat. Oh, and the baby tech, I've seen some stuff that the baby tech was
Oh,
just a little extreme. Oh, my exercise
you're going
machine.
to want to watch this. Did you pick one
Yes.
of these up when you were there?
It's like the old 50s waistband videos
Jiggler.
that you see, the exercise thing, but it was just your feet. It actually, with the amount of time we spent on our feet, it felt good. Hey, Grandma says, next year I'll send you with a case of Not Nerd wine as promo
Oh,
giveaways.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Selfie sticks, window cleaners. Yeah, Nate was this was his mecca. He thought he
Yeah,
would.
there was some so the bottom floor of the Venetian was like startups and the international, which there's a ton of countries. I saw some number that last year South Korea had 15,000 people at CES.
I believe it. They
They're
had a
doing
lot of booths.
yeah, massive booths that they're really trying to stimulate their economy. And then, oh, do you have the video on that one, Dave? The stair climber. I about
Maybe.
hurt myself on this stair climber thing.
I have it somewhere. It
Um,
may not be in this. This is a bunch of
oh, there's my
photos.
mustache, buddy.
Yeah, so Nate would always find somebody who had an interesting mustache, and they would have a conversation about it. This fellow was very handsome from Canada, and
Yes,
I'm sure he was could throw uh, axes and do all those
yes.
things they do up there.
He did tell me my mustache was the best he had seen. He had another winner, but he gave it to me the at-home sperm test, the lots of robot vacuum cleaners. So,
Yeah.
Dave, we could even maybe pause for a minute if we
Okay.
want to, but product overload categories that we just
Yeah.
saw way too much of. There was the first day, there was a ton of LiDAR, and that was kind of a component, like higher end technology stuff, not necessarily consumer electronics. Ton of LiDAR stuff, but then, I mean, battery packs.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a ton of robots. There's a massive section with e bikes, which had, I mean, 30, 40 different brands of e bikes, the smart glasses, like I mentioned. What else? Like, just I, I guess I'm kind of over a lot of the Internet of Things, like the home
Yeah.
and AI. AI was
Well, everything had
90% of the
AI.
booth.
We've got
Yes.
we've got our remote control to a heater, but it has AI in it,
Yeah.
so that
Yes.
it knows what button you're going to push before you push it. It's like
Yeah.
I don't think we
So
need
with
that.
the amount of ground that we had to cover, we would kind of just glance at some things. Of course, there's computers. There's one I saw in a video today that we missed where it's a laptop, but it's got an extendable screen. So instead of going from your regular wide aspect laptop, you press a button and you get almost like a 4:3 aspect ratio. So it's
Oh
a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
bendable screen.
yeah.
Many companies had the transparent TVs. I was telling Dave before the show, the LG transparent TV that's actually coming out this year, 59,999, $60,000 for a transparent TV. Now there were some other brands that had some transparent TVs, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we did the downstairs. This we're currently in our videos of the upstairs of South of the Venetian, which was a lot of cool different products. That is where we found newer.
The another mecca. Can there be
Yeah.
more than one mecca? Nate's one of Nate's favorite electronic
Yes.
providers, the
Yes.
newer
And they
folks.
so let's pause for a moment. I do want to talk about the swag situation. I know some
Yeah.
people have asked me about that. I was going into it hoping that I was going to bring home all the swag in the world. Now, one of the best ones for variety of swag was the newer booth, and I
Yeah.
got some can koozies. I got stickers. I think we got lanyards,
Yeah.
upgraded lanyard
I
from
didn't bring
them.
all my stuff in here.
And they Newer had the most like traditional stuff.
Yeah.
Um, This one we were all excited about from another one of my favorite companies, Rolling Square,
Yeah.
that does those little 4-in-1 charging cables. And we're like, oh, did we get a cable?
Yeah, free
Nope,
cable.
got a lanyard.
Yeah, they took the time to package and
Yeah.
box a lanyard. What in the
We got
world?
from J5, which was actually the last day, one of these phone stands,
Yeah.
which might look familiar to this phone stand I already had on my. Um,
I don't have one. Now, is it just a
this is
stand or
a
does it charge?
screen cleaner. I think it's mine charges. I don't know if that one does or not.
Oh, here, I've got it right here. The
Um,
stand.
yeah, so swag,
No.
it was lacking. If you got anything, it was usually a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger booths, like Bosch, they would have a coffee stand that's become very popular. If you need that locally, check out Intentional Espresso, a friend of mine that runs coffee carts for just such a thing, trade
Or
shows and everything.
there's a small boutique brand that many people haven't heard of that's one here right by my house called Starbucks.
Oh yeah, the
They're
J5 one is not even a charger; it's just a
Yeah,
stand,
well,
so
I
it's
mean they
not
were
as
giving
neat
them
as the other
away,
one
so
is.
I don't imagine.
Yes,
We have
but they,
a new text from the real Dr. RAP VHS. Oh, here, hold on. Let's see what you got
this
there.
is the J5 giant mouse pad with their big logo on there, but it's cool. You use it for a desk pad.
Yeah. Anything good
What
with
did
home theater or gaming stuff? There was a new gaming controller for your phone at the Pop. No, what is the Click? What is that thing? We got the free
Oh, the O Snap?
the Oh Snap, but we missed it.
Yeah.
It was in their booth. And then so that's about it. And
There was home theater stuff there, but again, I just we didn't have the capacity to
yeah,
venture into that. I think even like the videos I've been seeing, some lighting stuff or smart stuff or
it was
uh
pretty basic.
yeah,
I'm not going to call it disappointing, but it wasn't like amazing stuff. And
yes.
Todd also says, "How on earth is a lanyard considered swag? That's the laziest thing ever. You literally don't need more than one, and you get get it from the
Yeah.
show."
I
And
do like I might use my newer one just because I'm such a huge fan, and they totally humored me at that booth. And I did
you
quite a
made a good
video
video.
walking through. I knew the products better,
Yeah,
almost better than the guys did. You do get a range of who's working the booth. Like the guys at Newer are like the diehard, the guys feet on the ground,
they
love the
work for
brand,
newer.
know it
Yeah,
all. Some of the booths you'd be talking to people and they don't even.
they're like, "I'm from Vegas. They
Yeah.
just hired me to stand here." Hey, Grandma says, "Were there convention price items from Anchor or any other ones?"
There was
Not really.
one company, I actually put it in my notes, that shop, it was Apexel, Dave, the one that had that grip that I was really interested in.
Yeah,
And they had those telescope,
right.
or like iPhone lenses, and they
Yeah.
had the binoculars and everything. They were selling some stuff and they had some discounts. I would say 90% of the booths were not selling
Nope,
anything.
they were just showcasing the items. And many booths it wasn't even new items, or maybe they had one new item.
Yeah.
It was just their current products. And it's like, well, I can go to Best Buy and see your current products. I don't
Yeah, that
need
was,
your
and we missed over it at the Central Hall on Wednesday. You were so excited to go to one of your favorite booths where you had two of their products. You did meet a good new friend from
Poppy.
China, Poppy. But which one was that, Dave?
That was Insta 360. And I showed the camera here earlier my new Insta 360 Go 3S. And the way this works is this will be my pseudo pick of the week here tonight or later. You can put this magnetically on your chest and walk around, and then you can view the image on this as like a remote control, or you can put them together. It's very reminiscent of like a transformer, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But it's like an action type cam, and it came with a clip to put it on your hat. Which I'm usually out there racing my bikes and diving
Yeah.
off of
High
cliffs and
action.
stuff. So I need action cam. And then I have the 360 one. But yeah, I went to the booth and we met Poppy, which is cool. And I'm like, "You got any new stuff?" And she's like, come over here." And it was just a new,
Like a collaboration with some
yeah,
like content
it
creator.
was a collaboration. And there was a new they boxed a couple of their products together, and I don't know if it was a selfie stick or something, just pretty lame, and it was like, what in the
Yeah.
world is this?
But that was actually, wasn't that in the gaming section where there was we did get to try out some VR games. You did a VR helicopter
Yeah, on a gimbal,
thing.
so it was all kind of moving, but you couldn't fly it. It
Yeah,
was
some
just
race car simulators. So there's some of that stuff that's pretty high end. But I don't know that any of the gaming brands were necessarily. It's a weird vortex of
yeah.
oh, the world's first player trumpet.
This thing had like a false mouth on the end of the trumpet, and it would blow air, and then it would accentuate
The
the
amount of money they must have
buttons.
spent on that booth, which is mostly taken up by a player piano,
Yeah, yeah. The
but the
plant.
player trumpet was their big thing.
So here is Brian Tong reviewing this product that was supposed to has an arm on it, and it moves the sock out of the way.
A
He
robot vacuum
he
that
did,
has an arm that comes out and senses your socks to pick them up.
and
How many takes did he
it took him
do?
like 5 takes to do it because it
Yes.
wouldn't. He put it in the wrong spot. It was not a great demo for this tech. And I've been looking online for the finished video because the man up in the corner there is filming. Because I was right adjacent there, and I'm like, I'm going to be in this video, but they haven't done it.
Yeah, and producer Todd says it almost sounds like nothing new is being invented and everyone just pretending AI means something.
Yeah,
Now, I I wouldn't say that, but picking out what is truly innovative from the noise. Perfect example on the screen right now. I actually, if we were going to do untakes of the show, this is the electric salt spoon, which you might have seen videos. It's
this
kind of
got
gone
so much
viral.
press, so much
Yeah,
press, and I
and
don't
what
think
it
it's
is,
new. I've heard of it before. So
well, they were excited to let's see. I found an article. Yeah, they were started selling this last year, but
yeah,
what it is a spoon that has a small electric shock that makes it your food taste saltier. You know what I like that makes food taste saltier, Dave?
tell us, what could it be? Pepper?
Salt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now I think what it's trying to do is to get people to lower their sodium intake by this, but
Yes.
it
Well,
I
this
think it
is
would
not a
work.
health show, but I would disagree that that is the source of people's problems. But
Well, yeah. So I think you have to. I don't know if you put it under your tongue or I don't. I don't.
I saw some video today, and guy was like, "Ooh, I felt a little something, but it does add saltiness to it." I
Yeah.
don't.
So, but the
Come
thing
on.
is you have to take, let's say, soup for example, which I think would be a good
Yes.
thing to test it with. You get the soup because it's a spoon after all. You wouldn't want to try it with cereal. You put it in your mouth, and I think you have to hold it in there for a moment for it to touch your tongue and to do its magic stuff. And then you get the sensation, and then you eat the meal. I'm like, I eat faster than that. And heck,
Yes.
when I get down to the lower third of my soup, I usually just pick it up and drink it. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. It will cost around $125. So, for
There's
a
a market
family
for
of four,
somebody.
you're looking at $500 to have your food taste more like salt.
I mean, I bought another camera when I have 37 cameras, so I guess.
So yeah, there was many things. There's everyday useful stuff. There are a lot of things that are solving a problem that
Oh, this is just us
no
at the
one has.
Venetian.
Nice.
I just like I said, I dumped everything in
I
there.
will tell you,
There's me
people,
drinking a
I
beer.
I saw a new side of Dave with Selfie Dave. You thought Drone Dave was cool. I saw a lot of Selfie Dave
I got some
this week.
selfies, and here we
That
are.
was in the Central Hall. They had like a Barbie. It was like a tie-in with some Kodak like self-print camera type things.
Yeah,
Um,
this was the one that had 12 billion booths from all the different countries. Oh,
oh yeah, that keyboard.
yeah, look at this thing. So it's for people who have limited range in their limbs, and this thing would eject a trackpad and then you would use it, and then you would move your wrist, and it would eject the right half of the keyboard, and you could type. The left side was the left half of your keyboard and a 10 key, I think. So just
Yeah.
by doing this, you could get it to eject the stuff. So you might be typing, and then you do this, and then you've got your trackpad. You do this, and now you're typing again. You do this, now you're 10 keying, and so it seemed kind of dumb, to be honest. But when he explained it's an accessibility product for
Yeah.
people with a low range of motion in their arms, and I'm like, well, that's brilliant. Then that's perfect.
Yes, I will say there was some cool accessibility stuff. Even like they had some of the exoskeletons to help people
Yeah, to
that are
walk.
like paralyzed to be able to do that.
Oh, there's a video of Stevie there. Okay, so this guy had a microphone. We did a whole full interview with
Oh
him.
yeah, he had that podcast. It's an all-in-one microphone. Seemed pretty cool.
There's
Again,
there's I
I know the
Justine again.
quality. Oh, we've come full circle.
Yeah, so there's her again.
Yeah,
That's what
with
she
those
looks like.
smart
Faster.
glasses. I don't
And then
double your vision.
I told you to go walk around in the background so you could be behind her. So
Yes,
for me, not for her camera, but for me.
yes.
So you walk back there eventually. There you're telling us about something. There's a humanoid robot.
You know, like AI robots for having conversations. There's a good video of me twisting the mustache.
Well,
Now,
a lot of these clips are just small sections from a longer
yes.
video. I did not take the time to scrub
Um,
through them.
maybe one of the frustrating things is I saw there was going to be a food tech section there,
Yeah. I
and there
waited
was
way
like,
too long for this coffee to be made.
oh yeah, that is one thing I noticed with a lot of the robot technology is the efficiency.
Oh,
Right?
I I
With
swear
some game controllers.
I swear I deleted that out of there.
There were like some instant coffee makers and some like travel water bottle thing where you could brew your coffee like a Keurig in a water bottle. Yeah, just everything. It's hard not to be cynical because you do see a lot of ridiculous stuff. These automated window cleaners
Yeah,
that
so
just suck on the glass and
these videos are out of order because we already did one of
uh,
the
oh,
video.
there's a
Oh,
selfie stick with the auto tripod
I don't
mode.
know if it's gonna catch it. Let's see if I can scrub the video over a little bit here. So here it goes. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Hey, Grandma says, keep your hands off those rubbery things. Well, it was a
Yes.
video game controller, and that's legitimate
Flappy
usage.
Bird. Oh, that's back to the newer booth there with their what's that camera called?
Uh,
The depth, the
no,
long, super long lens
it's a
probe
probe camera.
lens.
Probe lens.
Yes,
There were just some black
on a Lego thing where
screens I had to
it
delete.
looks
There we
like
go.
it's going in there.
So this
Oh,
is you giving your
in my overly excited tour of the newer booth.
yeah. We could watch some of it here. I'll expand it here. So yeah, you're going on about everything. I can just hear you say it. It says instead of Drone Dave, we will have Nate video game controller. I'm so sorry, Nate. I deleted
Yes.
all that stuff out of there, but that crap that got in there, and of course I paused it right on there. So so real talk, there were some devices that were adult oriented that you can connect to various things, and they had a video game set up for this one thing, and
I think it's the only way they can get in the show is if they're not specifically for that category.
if
So they
it's
have gamified
yeah.
those things
And
so that they can have a booth at the show.
there was another one that I do believe I removed out of here. There's Brian again with his sock robot.
His robot suck.
The other one was focused on wellness and health, and the other one was just on entertainment. So it was kind of funny, but those are the only two adult oriented
Yeah.
products that we saw. Um,
Yeah, he just kept trying. They're like, oh no, you have to put the sock here and then start the robot here. I mean, it was a very small space that they were testing it in. Hopefully, it'd work better in your living room. But this was, of course, like one of the best in show is that it'll
yeah.
pick up your socks and put them in a basket when your robot vacuums going.
So this one, there is more video here. I expanded it. So yeah, the little arm will come out. This was his last take, I think, and it'll grab the sock, and then it'll take it over to the little basket, um, and then it'll resume its vacuuming. And hey, Grandma says, like the trumpeter, trying to avoid the adult category.
Yes.
I guess so. I
Player
guess so.
trumpet. That was that I had forgotten about that one. The trumpet player trumpet. That was
Yeah, that was
like
just silly.
what's the goal?
Yeah.
Like what's the use case? Like a player piano, I kind of get even that. I might have some questions for you, but a player trumpet?
What I don't know what you're going to do with it. Or is it going to be like at Disneyland where they have uh, animatronic
Yeah, animatronic
things?
things.
I don't
Why
know.
wouldn't you just have a speaker playing trumpet? The funniest part about that booth was we stood there for probably 3 to 4 minutes and they were playing a video that it was supposed to play along with. It was a piano solo
Yeah,
that went for like four
we
minutes. So the
stood
trumpet
there.
wasn't even playing. We're like, finally, the guy went and scrubbed the video.
He's like, nobody came here to
Oh,
do
some
that.
360 bit. The sphere, that thing is, we should have done a Dave Rate screens on that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
Uh,
haven't seen it yet on all the social media platforms, the sensation that is Dave Rate's screens. So this is
yes.
that second category I was talking about. All these booths that had just regular consumer electronics, and from chargers to uh, batteries to cables, those type of cases.
Yes.
Um, I mean, anything you could shake your fist at, they had there. So one of the interesting things that we got to do is in the Aki booth, which was
Yes.
kind of one of those. Oh, it's Aki! I can't believe it. Now, was Anchor even there? I totally missed Anchor if they were.
They were, but they
Maybe
were
in a
like
private.
focused on their solar powered jacket
Oh,
and their
that's
solar
right.
powered umbrella
Yeah, it
that are
was.
problems that don't solve anything or
Yeah,
solutions that don't have a problem.
they had some future tech stuff there. So this Anchor booth, sorry, Aki booth, at that
Aki.
far table and at this near table, we met a lady. I cannot remember her name at the moment, but she was part of their marketing team, and she was just kind of grilling us. It's like, well, how much do you think this product should cost? And and Nate and I both have done some graphic design, and we were really into technology and communicating that and all that stuff. And so we're like, okay, well, you asked, and so we started giving our opinions. And they had one product, and I'm like, I think this would be good for an active person. Maybe it should be waterproof because it's made out of Kevlar. You know, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, who's the market for this? But that's what they were trying to figure out. So she must have
And
asked a lot of people.
yeah, Aki is a brand like the lamp or the light I use on my desk is Aki. I used to buy a lot of their products on Amazon, but I was trying to remember why. For some reason, they got banned from selling on Amazon. So now you have to go through their website. It's just not as convenient. But that is a good reminder that CES is an international show. So just
Mm-hmm.
because they're not on US Amazon store, I mean, how many stores are there? I was even thinking like some of the cheapy stuff. You think about it, gas stations, those little things they have with phone cables and phone cases
All
if you
those
forgot
guys
it
were
to pick
there.
it up. So all the stuff for those, so all the buyers for those are there going, "Oh, I can save 13 more cents with this extra crappy charger if
Mm-hmm.
I buy it from these guys." So you have from the $250,000 quadcopter down to the well, even smaller. I mean, there was upstairs at the South Hall the last day is all just like design and build. So it's like, you know, 1 cent components for your devices and custom printing and
Yeah. Hey, Grandma asks, how do you get banned from Amazon? So, what they did, I actually looked it up, is
oh,
about 3 years ago, they were accused of like buying reviews, and a lot of companies will do this. You buy, let's say you buy an Aki charger, they will send you something in the mail and it says, would you like a free gift? Give us a 5-star rating on Amazon and we'll send you a coupon for a free cable or something like that. And that activity is very prevalent, but it's also completely against the terms and conditions
yeah,
of Amazon. And so I think they chose Aki because they were doing like over $1 billion in sales through Amazon
they
as an
were
example.
massive.
It was an example of, hey, we're willing to kick out one of the biggest resellers
Yeah.
of products. So
And
if
it's frustrating because they do make good products. They didn't need to do all that stuff. I
yeah,
mean, I know Amazon is cutthroat, but we did see, like you said, Anchor, and they have some similar, a little, usually a little higher end. Aki comes in a low price point, but we
yeah,
saw U Green. There was 1 million. The only
Govee,
thing, oh, we did spend some time at one of your favorite
yeah,
booths. What's
Torres,
Torres, the stands,
yeah, it's my
and I got a free stand or a free case for my phone.
yeah, and here I'm showing a camera with nothing. It's the case I bought for the
Yeah.
money, my own money. I didn't get a free one like you, but
Yeah, and I do have on my phone, we mentioned before the O Snap, which this is the thinnest. I've been watching these guys for a long time, and he gave us one where, and he put it on my phone. So it's your little pop socket, but it's ultra thin. And I was watching a video on it today, and one of the great things, man, we're using up all our picks of the week for the next.
no.
But you can take it off and take it back on there, and it's MagSafe, very strong magnet.
But doesn't it
But
stick on with an adhesive?
they're using like that tentacle octopus adhesive type stuff now
Yeah, and here's their
because it's the
packaging.
Snap 4 Lux. I watched a video on the 3 versus the 4 and how they've improved the products.
That's what it looks like on the microscopic level there.
Oh,
So
but how I got onto picking up this case. So let's say you have a battery pack,
yeah,
which I probably have one within reach too. Now, typically you have a couple ports and you can plug your cables in there to charge the battery pack or charge your devices. Now, one of the things we saw several places that I like, we've seen them before, we've talked about ones before that have cables built in. Now, one of the nice things they're doing, we saw a couple different brands, they have a cable built in, but it's a USB-C cable that goes into a port and becomes a lanyard.
oh
So
yeah,
then you
yeah,
can carry your battery pack around. I thought that was, it's like, yeah, we want built-in cables, but we also get a carrying thing
lanyard.
out of it. So I
Yeah,
thought
that
that
was
was
handy.
cool.
That was handy. And I paused on this video because I thought
Oh
some of
yeah.
our viewers might be interested. This, do you remember the name of this company? They were
Was
selling
it?
retro inspired, but were selling like items made out of real wood, which was pretty
Yes.
cool.
Vertical record
Fuse
players and
Audio.
yeah, Fuse Audio. They've got and they
Here
seemed
we go.
really passionate about just kind of retro technologies,
That's just an
cool
AM/FM
looking stuff.
radio with, and I think that it does have a charger integrated on the top, an inductive charger for your phone,
Yeah,
and I think they all have an auxiliary input if you want to,
yeah,
and a Bluetooth. I think if you want to connect that way, but it's just a nice type of shelf furniture that you used to get in days of yore. I really
yeah.
liked this guy here.
And they're saying that with their vertical record players, it works great for smaller apartments because it takes up less real estate if you have
Yeah.
the record going vertically instead of a big old turntable flat. But
I don't know if
yeah,
that's a leather handle on that black case,
oh
but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. It was really nice high end stuff. I couldn't speak to the audio quality because they had things playing, but it was so loud in there.
oh
But
yeah,
but you and I were talking that if they're going to put cherry wood on their equipment, I'm sure they're gonna make sure that it sounds good. They're not just
yeah.
gonna
And I
throw.
took a quick look at their website here, and it looks like $150 to $200 for the different record players that they have. So that's
Yeah,
and then $50 to $100 for the different radio type devices.
yeah. So this, oh, that's a great shot I got there. Um, Oh, it's on that phone. It
Yeah,
had the
the
big long lens, so it wasn't terrible.
Apexel. These
Yeah,
big old massive zoom lenses that we were testing out there.
and at this point, it's like, should you just buy a camera if
Yeah.
you're gonna have $100 zoom lens on your?
Yeah, so this is when I was like, I don't know, 50, 75 feet from you and you were taking
Oh,
pictures
this is
of
your
me,
picture
but you
back.
can't even
Yeah,
and there's you taking a picture of me that
yeah,
far away. You couldn't even see me or see you in that picture.
yeah. So there's your photo, and there's my
Yeah.
photo. So I mean, it's legit, but it's a lot of lens hanging
Yes.
off of there.
Yeah, I mean it what, 8 inches of lens on there. Oh, I forgot to look at the chat. Da, da, da.
I've got all. There's a lot of duplicate photos in here.
Oh yeah. Hey, Grandma said, "Oh, I remember getting a promo thing like that, wanting a good review, something like that once." Yeah, on Amazon, people.
It's very
I've been
prevalent.
approached for that
Why
stuff, and
Aki got slammed for it, who knows?
they tried to crack down on it. And producer Todd said that fuse stuff looks amazing. Yeah, those very retro yet modernized. Oh, that was that grip that I liked.
Oh, right here,
Yeah, you can
phone
kind
cage
of see the
series.
box there. The phone cage series,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
I almost they had a discount and I was going to buy one, but then we were delusional. That this was our last day, kind of the last big haul, trying to take it all in.
I don't. I take pictures of signs so that we know who we
Yeah.
were talking to. This I took this for a friend who's into that. They 3D printed that and then they sanded it down and painted it. So their process is they can manufacture things various ways with
Oh yeah, like
materials.
contract manufacturing where
Yeah.
you just give them designs and they can 3D print. I actually did, Dave, if you want to go back to maybe the side by side, um, there was some 3D printing stuff there. Now this one, my green screen's having some fun with it. It says Las Vegas. It's in the shape of Las Vegas, and it's printed on. It was a 4-in-1 device that will do laser etching, laser cutting, printing, and something else, which I'm forgetting, but it kind of an
Oh,
all-one machine for doing that kind of stuff. If you were doing crafty
yeah.
stuff,
And guess what? Guess what technology it used? Lasers. Is there
lasers.
anything a laser cannot do? Of
We
course, the
did see
printing
lots of
was
lasers.
inkjet. And if you tuned into our live from show floor Instagram, you would have seen us go to a booth where they had laser CNC type machines where it would cut like that.
Yeah.
But it would also like etch, do an embossed, or is that debossed? I think a debossed into slate like rock,
Yeah.
and it was digging down like I don't know, eighth of an inch down inside. I was like, how freaking powerful is that laser? And I joked that maybe I shouldn't get one because it's
Yes.
a little too powerful for me. I might kill somebody or hurt myself. So yeah, just millions and millions of
There's one with
vendors.
just the yard
Yeah,
inflatables
well,
and
that was your photo because here we go.
yeah.
Here's Anchor with their
Oh yes. Solar jacket.
solar jacket. And so this is kind of like a poncho that you would put over your own jacket, and then it plugs into a battery pack and charges. The light is for effect. That's not part of the
Yes.
product. But yeah, very
As
interesting.
we will often talk about solar, it would probably take you about 5 days of being in the sun in that jacket to get something charged.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. This was at the Govee booth, and they're leaning into this technology that if you've ever had one of man, and it feels like my office here is
You mean the was it the Torres?
refrigeration. Torres. You're correct, not Govee.
Yes.
Was it Torres? Yeah, it's right there on the
That's
handle.
where I got the free
Yeah,
case.
sorry, Govee. How could I mix these companies up? They
Yeah,
all
oh,
sell the exact
jeez.
same stuff. So Torres, one of my favorite case manufacturers, is leaning into this technology where you have a plate and another a substrate of some sort, and then another plate. And when you put electricity, that's the stuff that Benjamin Franklin discovered
Oh.
or whatever, electricity.
Ah.
He didn't discover it, but anyway, I'm getting off track here. You electrify it, and the heat from one plate is transferred to the other plate, and so the result is one gets really cold and one gets warm. And on the mini fridges, the cold plate is right inside the back of your fridge, and you can actually it usually has a little square of ice because it like gets really cold. And then a fan will blow the heat out into the environment, and Bob's your uncle. Well, they've leaned into this technology so that they're putting it in little handheld fans like this. It's using that same technique to blow cold air onto you. They've put it inside a neck cooler
So
thing.
it's like a portable air
Yeah,
conditioner
you
is
put it
what
around
you're
your neck and it blows cool air on you.
and
And
it worked, man. We tried it
yeah.
out and it's putting out some coolness.
And did he also say it had a heating function?
I think so. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
do either way.
So the way that thing works, all you have to do is change the polarity, and now this one's hot and this one's cold. So it's a neat technology. It's been around forever, but they're just trying to put it. It's only 39 degrees in Sherwood. Says, "Hey, Grandma, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
don't
even
need any portable air conditioners right now.
know," and I couldn't even begin to imagine it. It's about 62 in here, so it's a little bit warmer than outside.
Yes.
So that neck thing, and then we've got so
Some chargers and stuff they were building it into
yeah,
to
the big
keep your
white thing
chargers
is a
cool.
demonstration. There are four of those plates that get really cold, and then a fan system to remove the heat from the area. But yeah, those are little chargers and a battery pack that integrate this technology so that when you're charging your devices, it stays cool. Now, there are laws of conservation of energy, so I'm not exactly sure how that works because they got to remove that heat somehow, somewhere.
Yeah,
So if you're going to
magic.
cool it, it's, yeah, I don't know how they're handling all that. Yeah, we talked to that guy for a while, and he's the one that gave you the free case. This was
Yeah.
a different company that said that they connect with Apple
Oh,
to have the only gimbal that's integrated into Apple's AI or visual kit so that they can use the
yeah.
built-in
I
camera to do tracking and stuff. And we were a little,
She said several times that they are the only company that has worked with Apple to do this.
I
I
mean,
have a
they've got the
hard time believing
logo
that.
on they've got
Well,
the big
yeah,
logo right
must
there.
be
Well, I'm just
real.
saying they might get in trouble if they're using the logo.
Yes.
Uh, the Mister, one of those little,
Humidifiers.
yeah, aromatic vaporizer things. You just stick it in a bottle of water and it works. Thought that was pretty cool. I took way too many pictures of that. Same booth, I think. Here's a video game controller. I think it was their old style. I said, "Do you have one that'll fit like the 15 Pro Max?" They're like, "No." I'm like, what are you even doing here?"
Yes.
Some sideways video,
Nice.
a mouse. I don't know what that
That was
special.
that guy that
Oh,
accosted us in the back row, and he's like, "Hey guys," opened up his trench coat, and he was
yeah.
like, "Check
He
out this gaming mouse, and you can click 5 million times per second."
yeah, he was all like sketchy walking in. You could tell he did not have a booth. He did not. He
Yeah.
got a ticket to get in there somehow, and he's just
It
pimping his mouse to anybody who will
He
listen to
had
him.
his backpack, and he would look for guys that look like they game in
Yeah.
somewhere where a lot of people weren't around, and because
Little
I
did
looked
he
on his
know
name tag and it said, or you had to take a picture of it, and it said, industry, you know,
it was
industry.
Quadraclix Gaming, Alta Loma, California. I have a picture of
Yeah.
his badge right here.
But
So
yeah, he was bootlegging his mouse into the show. It was not a mouse that I need. We did see some cool mice and I mean all that. Oh, this one, the touchless buttons.
yeah, so these were a little. We're coming up on our hour, so we should probably wrap
Yes.
things up. But yeah, this was they were selling the technology that you go to press one of these hologram buttons and you don't have to touch it, and it recognizes the press, a swipe, a theremin type where you get close to the faucet and it turns
Yes.
on and turns off, and
Like the automatic anything with the sensor. This just had a hologram aspect so that
so
you
that
would
I would
have something
stop.
to imaginarily push.
It was so I would stop in the hallway and take a look at it. Solar tents, this
Oh yeah, that was a VR experience, but
he went
just before we turned
360.
on the video, yeah, it completely flipped him over,
Yeah, that was
and
pretty
the
cool.
guy's face did not look like he was expecting that.
Here's a one of the pieces of swag, the candy
Yes,
of a little
little pieces of
a
candy
little person.
everywhere
There's a transparent TV that got like
from
1,000
RCA.
views on TikTok, which
Yeah.
I mean, I could just I could spit on the ground and get 1,000 views on TikTok. But there you go.
Oh, that's a pro tip. If you are active on TikTok and you follow a lot of people there, this week you might want to find those people on other services because the whole TikTok ban. I mean, they're. I do not think they're going to remove the app. They might remove it from the app stores. Something else might happen. But this weekend is supposed to be the big TikTok
Oh, is
ban.
it? Yeah, they Congress can't even get together to like have a lunch or something, that they're
Yeah.
so discombobulated. So I doubt that'll probably happen, but we shall see. Yeah, I think we're winding down on the video here.
Yeah. I mean, it's overwhelming. There was me running somewhere.
Yeah,
It
there's
was,
creator world that we were not allowed to get
oh,
into.
yeah, they had little booths with selfie lights set up for people. I mean, the Moto Surf, that was one, that we wanted to check out. It's electric, powered surfboard thing.
Yeah, that
They
was
were not
cool.
too interested in talking to us because we did not have $13,500 to drop on
And it
one.
was pretty obvious we did not. So this made a big splash. This little copter can fold up and fit into the back of your vehicle, which is a custom vehicle with 6 wheels that you
Massive
buy with the
tank-like device.
copter. It's coming up here, I
Yeah.
think. It's in the background of this shot here. Um, I think I got a shot of it here somewhere. There's you. It's
There's
going
me with the
not.
there's you with the selfie
Where's the
Dave.
truck? I guess we didn't get the truck in there, but anyway,
I know we did capture it somewhere.
this was
Uh,
the technology. That's not a real car. It
yeah,
was
it was
just.
LG showing off all their sensors for
And here's us
smart
doing
cars.
our outros on everything.
Oh,
The picture's backwards for some reason.
so if you got confused or discombobulated at all during that last hour plus, that's
Oh,
how we felt most of the show.
yeah.
Um, it was just wild.
Yeah, good time. Well, that's good timing. That was all the photos we had. So,
Oh, good.
but yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so there's no good way to like summarize what we just experienced at CES. Like there's no way to say, "Oh, well, it's this." It's everything
yeah.
plus some.
It was
Good, the bad,
definitely
the ugly, the oversaturated, the weird.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was everything, everything you can imagine, and it's for anybody who is super interested in one just technology as a hobby, but two, if you have a business that's looking for specific technology, a sensor, a light, a cable, a connector, you can find a partner to manufacture those things for you, with you. Um, or if you're a Walmart and you need new products to showcase in your electronics section, this is a great place to go to find new vendors and products to keep your offerings exciting for the consumer. So, I mean, a lot of connecting with people and building relationships, business relationships, or just personal relationships. And we got to meet some cool people. And thanks to
Yeah.
Nate's mustache and his giant not nerd hat, if and when we come back next year or the years following, we'll be able to walk right up to those people and say, "Remember me from last year?" And it's going to be, how could I forget the guy with the 7-inch
Yes.
mustache and the giant trucker hat that's,
Yes.
6 foot tall? How can I forget that guy? So
Yeah. Yeah. And producer Todd, this will be a good way to wrap it up. Dave, I'll let you answer first. So, was it worth going?
it was. We both spent, I don't know, let's say we each spent $1,000 to tickets and hotels and foods and whatever. It's something that we have been talking about for 9 years.
Yeah.
And so, what a bargain that we were able to go actually for so little money and on a 4 day trip. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to go anywhere for 4 days for that much money. And we had a good time. We ate some good food. We built relationships and saw some cool things. And so for me, it was 100% worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I mean, it was really a bucket list item as tech fans longer than, I mean, we did celebrate 9 years of the show. Last week was our 9 year anniversary.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it ever since then, but we've been following CES, and I've just been so curious about it for so long. And so to go was awesome to finally get it done. And we are planning on going back next year. I am so excited about how much better we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You saw what, a 20th of the content that we captured there
Yeah.
that we're going to continuously work on getting out so you can see some of that stuff more in depth.
Yeah. I'll get some stuff
Um,
out this week for sure. But one thing I learned is that next year I'm primarily going to be using this and this for capturing audio and video and
yes.
not worrying about. And for those of you listening, I held up my iPhone and portable microphone. You don't really need much else. I got to be
No.
honest. My
There's
toys were
decent
cool.
lighting in all the halls. It's loud, so the microphones do make a difference.
And I'm going to get a little cage. I probably won't get that $500 cage, but who knows?
Yes.
We have a year
Oh,
to
that
think
was a
about
cool
that.
one. Yeah.
But I'm going to cage for my phone and hook up a little light because it would be nice if I'm interviewing you or a
Get a little
person.
fill.
Get a little fill light going on, and it's some battery packs. And I think that's
Yeah.
what you do. It's a lightweight rig. The cameras are so good. Now it's not going to look like iJustine and Brian Tong's video, but they
6-person crew.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you have a 6-person crew dedicated to that, you can bring some heavier gear. But I think that's the lesson I learned, and the importance
Yeah.
of building relationships. So
Yeah, yeah, I think we got to talk to a lot of cool people.
hmm
It's a mix of what you're going to get at each booth, but yeah, some of them you've got a VP stand there that you can strike up a conversation with, or the owner, or somebody that's super passionate about it.
hmm
So we really got a lot of that stuff. We did get more comfortable saying, "Hey, can we do an interview of this with you?"
we
And
were
most
learning
people
that
were like,
too.
"Yeah,
That was part of the
yeah,
fact finding mission. How do you engage with somebody and ask them to do an interview? And when you're filming the interview, how do you do it? Do you do it widescreen? Do you do it vertical? And it's like, well, if it's a short form, maybe you want vertical, but
yes."
we did a longer, like a 12-minute interview with Matthias, and it would have been nice if that were a wider
That is
screen.
my bad, Dave.
Yeah,
I told you, let's do it vertical, short form,
everything, everything.
vertical's everything. And then it ended up being a pretty long interview.
Well,
So
you may or
I
may not know.
apologize.
Let's not fight in front of the kids. No, I'm planning on taking that and chopping it up so it's much quicker.
Yeah.
Just boom, 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 and so I think it'll be good for social still. So, but anyway, yeah,
Very cool.
that was fun talking with those
Yeah,
guys.
we had a great time. I mean, definitely things we'll do differently next year, but we did our best to see everything, and we got pretty dang close to taking it all in, and the good and the bad.
Yeah,
There's some sections that we wouldn't need to spend as much time in, and kind of know, oh,
yeah,
yeah, we can stop here and
we're gonna
start
be
heading the
smarter
other
next year, man. We're gonna know exactly what we want to see and head to those places. And
way.
I'd
Yes,
like to get
yeah.
some invites to go to some special events that the
Parties,
public.
and yeah, we would walk by after the show or whatever, and some room would be taken by a company, and
hmm
so they do all kinds. There's meeting rooms, there's all kinds of stuff going on there. It's so massive. But yeah, we had a great time, and our goal was fact finding mission. Use it as just a jumping point for us actually to get more content besides just the show. But we are so
Yeah.
grateful for those of you that have joined us live. It's great to have questions because sometimes you don't know where to go. Um, but yeah, follow us on the social medias. TikTok, if you think it'll stay around, but Instagram, we went live a couple times. YouTube's a great place. Wherever you are, we try to be there so you can get out there and tech better, like a Bosch.
CES 2026.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, whoop whoop.